All right, howdy, everyone. Frankie here, New West Reset. Hello, how's it going, eh? Welcome back. Thank you very much for shooting in and joining a fella here for another one. Another live one, as a matter of fact. New West Reset live, episode 122. It's the Father's Day show, eh? So welcome. Happy Father's Day to all you dads, all you fathers, grandfathers, father figures. Thanks for joining me here on the early edition of the show for Daddy Day. Yeah, I'm going up early because, a guy's got to take his pops out for dinner and take him to Eastside Mario's or something. Put some Italian food in the fella. Anyway, thanks for winding down your weekend here with yours truly. Sunday, June 15th, 2025. Just a scotch past 1 p.m. local time, mountain time. And as always, we're coming at you live from Purdy, Alberta, Calgary, southwestern Alberta, up here in Canada land there, eh, bud? Pretty beautiful day here today. Not going to lie. Beautiful, beautiful day today. 22 degrees Celsius. So that's roughly, what is that? 70, mid to high 70s-ish, give or take, on the Fahrenheit. Not too bad. Sun shining. It was windy, and we had some rain up until yesterday afternoon. That's fine. It blew away all the smoke from the forest fires, so hey, I'm just trying to find a silver lining here. Because it wouldn't be summer in Alberta without, bunch of the province on fire. But nope, the rain, the wind helped. So, yeah, beautiful, lovely. So again, thanks for joining me here, winding down your weekend, Father's Day edition. Happy Father's Day to you. Really appreciate you joining me here. Because, it's just the early edition, but it's the same Sunday fun day. Come on now. If you haven't already, consider giving a fellow one of these. It just helps to push me out into the thing. Thanks to everybody who's already shared, subscribed, and all that good stuff. Appreciate it. And as mentioned, we're going to be covering the Patriarch of the Old World for the Father's Day edition here. Links below, as per usual, for everything. Going to look at the Wikipedia and stuff like that, see what Wikipedia has to say about the origins of Father's Day. And I was a little bit surprised, not at the origins, but where it took me. And we'll look at that in the second half of the show. I'll have a look at some photographs. But before I get ahead of myself, let me know how you doing. Say hello in the chat. How you doing? How's it going and all that? In the box there. Let's say howdy to everybody. See how everyone's doing. Hippie's here. Howdy, hippie. Good to see you. Channel 53 in the box. Hello, hello. Kathy Broughton's here. Bluegrass State of Kentucky. Kimmy. Hello, Kimmy. How are you? Thanks for shooting in, everybody. Good to see all of you here. Realm Dweller over on the Rumble. Yes, that's right. As per usual, broadcasting simultaneously on the HooTubes and the Bumble. That green fighting platform over there. Link below for that, as well as BitChute, MeWe, a guy's email. If you want to send a fellow some pictures of stuff you see that's kind of weird, the unusual stuff that you see in your neck of the woods. You're out doing some boots on the ground, exploring. Maybe you got some video. I don't know. But you're seeing something.
Shenanigans.
Yeah, email it to me. Love to share it. Look who it is. The wild man Gaz explores. Oi, oi, wild homie. How you doing? Yeah, an early one here today so that I can do the live stream with all you good folks and then take my daddy out for some Father's Day dinner. Good to see you guys. Thanks for, over in the UK. So yeah, huge time difference. Yeah, it's noon. We're just after 12 noon where Kimmy is, but 1 o'clock here, but I don't know what it is over there. 8 p.m., something like that. Something like that. Baja in the box. Good to see you. Hello, hello. Angel Dreams is here as well. Thanks for shooting in, everybody. Appreciate it. Yeah, that's from Super Troopers. The shenanigans. We see a lot of shenanigans, don't we? I know the Wild Man sees some shenanigans over there, that's for sure. Anyway, as a reminder, links below for everything. We're going to look at the Wikipedia, the Father's Day, see where that takes us. We'll take a mid-show break and give you a sneak peek at your upcoming midweek video, vintage footage. Then we'll come back. We'll look at some photographs of some, well, I don't want to let the cat out of the bag, but let's just say some beautiful old churches and cathedrals that perhaps aren't where you would expect them to be. Guess without further ado, let's see what Wikipedia says about Father's Day itself. Again, thanks for joining me on Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all of you. It's a tradition where my pops and I, we go out to dinner together because my birthday was Friday the 13th. Ooh, spooky. But anyways, my birthday was Friday and, Father's Day, Sunday. And usually, we pick a day kind of in between if we can, but they both basically fell on the weekend, Friday and then today. So yeah, doing the dinner. He pays for my meal and I pay for his, which I don't know, by our stupid reverse Canadian logic, it totally makes sense there, eh, buddy? So yeah, it's just kind of a traditional thing we've been doing for a while. We try different restaurants every time and stuff because, why not? Why wouldn't you do that? Why wouldn't you see what's going on? See what's on the menu over in this place, huh? Maybe they got a nice Montreal smoked meat sandwich in there. I don't know. But no, this time we're going to an Italian place, eh? Mamma mia, it's going to be so good. You're going to like it very much, capite? Molto bene. Thank you, Angel Dreams. Happy birthday, thank you. 55. 55. Yeah. Remember those old commercials? Freedom 55. I can't remember if it was a bank or a life insurance company. You could retire at 55 instead of 65. No, nope, still working. Semi-retired, so I guess that's pretty good. Not slaving away, punching the card for the man at 40 hours a week or nothing. So, it's not too bad. But yeah, thank you for the birthday wishes. Where is it? I missed the, there it is. Everybody start drinking. Yeah, here we go. Channel 53 says you better do that Joe Pesci voice at that restaurant. Yeah, walk in there and they're like, good afternoon. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, me and my old man over here, we want a nice table, huh? And don't screw around. Give us a nice freaking table over here. Give us something. I don't want to be close to the freaking the privy, the John. You know what I'm saying? You stuttering prick, you. What are you talking about, no more bread? It's bottomless breadsticks, you prick. I'm going to give you a smack if you don't come over here. Yeah, just all night in the restaurant. Sir, can you please stop? We know that you're not Joe Pesci. I know I ain't Joe Pesci. Who said I was Joe Pesci? You dizzy, stuttering, mumbling mutt. I know I ain't Joe Pesci. You know who I am. I'm Frankie Fingers. So now you know what I'm talking about with the whole New West Reset thing. No. What? No. What I said about Frankie Fingers. That Frankie Fingers a New West Reset of the sand. Wait, what? Anyways. Get a free scone. Do Italian joints serve scones? Maybe Canada and the UK they do. Because we all like to have scones with our tea. You have to have a tea with your scone because a scone is as dry as a hockey puck and about as hard as one too. You know, hardtack, right? Like the stuff that the fur trappers and the pioneers of the old frontier used to live off of, and the chuck wagons with the beans and the fighting off the wild Indians and stuff. Yeah, that's like a scone. It's like hardtack. Anyway, Father's Day on the Wikipedia. Let's quit screwing around now and get to it. Father's Day is a day set aside for honoring one's father, as well as fatherhood, paternal bonds, and the influence of fathers in society. And it's, like Mother's Day, Siblings Day, Grandparents' Day, so on and so forth. Makes sense. Much like the Mother's Day Wikipedia we looked at on Mother's Day. Anyways, in Catholic countries of Europe, it's been celebrated March 19th as St. Joseph's Day. Yeah, Mary's hubby there. The Lord's adopted dad. Lord's stepdad. You're not my real dad. I don't have to listen to you, Joey. Poor Joe, man. He had a rough go of it. Anyways, since the Middle Ages, they've been doing this. Okay, sure. In the United States, Father's Day was founded in the state of Washington by Sonora Smart Dodd. Sonora Smart Dodd. We'll have a look at that lady. In 1910. So it's recognized as a public holiday in Lithuania, of all places. Everybody gets a day off with pay in Lithuania for Daddy Day. Celebrate your padre. And some parts of Spain. Not all of Spain, though. It's regarded as such in Italy until 1977. Oh, then they stopped being a public holiday, I guess. It's a national holiday in Estonia, Samoa, South Korea, where it's celebrated as Parents' Day. They combine. See, they're efficient over there in Asia. They take the Mother's Day and the Father's Day and they combine them together. Boom, Parents' Day. Hopefully, if your parents are not around, no longer with you, hopefully they have an Orphan's Day. Because you got to have some balance there, eh? Just don't let the Oddfellows be in charge of Orphan's Day. Anyway, getting off track here. Yeesh. History. For centuries, the Eastern Orthodox Church has appointed the second Sunday before Nativity as the Sunday of the Forefathers to commemorate the ancestors of Christ there. According to the flesh, starting with Adam, and emphasizing the patriarch Abraham, to whom God said, in thy seed. Oh, sorry, I got to get my my God voice. Excuse me. In thy seed shall all the nations of the earth be blessed. It's a terrible God voice. My apologies. Anyways. The feast can fall between the 11th and the 17th of December. This feast includes the ancestors of Mary, the mother of Jesus, and various prophets. Sure, just to have a whole dinner for the prophets. Kind of like the Last Supper. Only 11 of your buddies could show up, so there's really only going to be 12 of you at the table. That's fine. Well, it's this, because you got to have, there's going to be 13 actually, because somebody's got to pour the wine and serve the pottage or whatever they ate. Maybe it was lamb. I don't know. Anyways, in the Coptic Orthodox Church, the celebration of fatherhood is also observed on St. Joseph's Day, but the Copts observe this day as July 20th. Coptic celebration may date back to the 5th century. In the United States, whether to celebrate this day nationwide or not is a matter for debate. In 1908, Grace Golden Clayton. These ladies have odd names. I'm just going to put that out there and leave it there for you to pick up later and look into. They're just odd names. But anyways, proposed the day to honor those men who had passed on in a mining accident in the United States. That was not accepted then. Oh. But a year later, the Sonora Smart Dodd, who along with her 5 brothers, was raised by her father alone after attending Mother's Day in a church, convinced the Spokane Ministerial Association to celebrate Father's Day nationwide. No, it's no good that a bunch of miners died, but my daddy raised us by himself, so is that good enough? Sure. Seems a little strange, isn't it? I don't know. In addition to Father's Day, International Men's Day is celebrated in many countries on November 19th. There you go. Gets into all the other stuff here. Different countries that celebrate it and how and so on and so forth. So yeah, link below for that. The Wikipedia. Why do I choose the Wikipedia? Well, that's what your average normie is going to reference, right? When they're like, as if any of them would be, but let's just say, let's just propose somebody's just sitting there in his parlor, in his living room, in his great room, whatever you want to call it, just sitting there, I don't know, staring at the wall, all empty-headed and whatnot, and the thought just pops in to his or her head. Wonder what the history of Father's Day is, bud, eh? They're going to get up off their keister and go to the library and research it? No. Now they're going to grab their phone, right? They're going to grab this thing, and they're going to beep, 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 boop, beep, boopity, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, boop, right? And that's how they're going to find out. So who's this Grace Golden Clayton? It's quite the handle you got there, lady. First of all, Grace. I mean, that's, it's a nice name, but, Grace as in graceful. And Golden. It's an odd middle name, right? Anyways, it's been credited as the first person to suggest a one-time memorial for fathers, which is believed to be the first recorded occasion celebrating Father's Day. It's from that 1907 West Virginia coal mining disaster from December 6th, 07, deleting 361 men. 250 of them fathers. Clayton suggested her local pastor of the Williams Methodist Episcopalian Church, south in Fairmont, West Virginia, Reverend Robert T. Webb, that a commemoration service be held in her honor. Okay. So it was partly the explosion that set me to think of how important and loved most fathers are. Clayton said in an interview with the Fairmont Times in September of 1979. Oh, they only just thought to interview her 72 years later. Well, 72 years after the disaster. Wow. Bless her. How long did she live, man? She was born in 1875 and passed in 1859. So how'd they interview her in 1979? It was partly the explosion sent me to think. Fathers. Clayton said in an interview with the Fairmont Times on September 23rd, 1979. Doesn't make sense. Am I missing something?
That doesn't make sense.
Anyway, memorial service was held on July 5th, 1908, a date which Clayton herself chose since it was the Sunday closest to her own father's birthday. Although the remembrance recognized Clayton's father and the 1,000 children's fathers, the event was local. It did not gain national attention. Reason for this could have been cited on claims that two other large gatherings had appeared around the same time. July 4th celebration the day before, which had some 12,000 people to the city, and the death of a well-known daughter of parishioners to the church. Yeah. So she was born in Barborsville. Excuse me, I'm stumbling over that one. Barborsville, West Virginia. Yeah, it's very, very interesting. See what's going on with Ms. Smart Dodd here. February 18th, 1882 to 1878. 1970, excuse me, was the daughter of American Civil War veteran. Dang it, I did it again. Sorry. William Jackson Smart, and was responsible for the founding of Father's Day. She was born in Jenny Lind, Sebastian County, Arkansas. When she was 7, they moved from Marion, Arkansas, to Spokane, Washington. That's quite the move, especially back in the day. In 1889, I wonder why they would move from Arkansas to Spokane. Anyways, when she was 16, her mother passed in childbirth. She was the only daughter and shared with her father in the raising of her younger brothers, including her new infant brother, Marshall. She married John Bruce Dodd, the original founders of Ball and Dodd Funeral Home. That's an odd and ironic coincidence. Had a son, John Bruce Jack Dodd. Jack Bruce, you say. Howdy, Scott. Good to see you. Scott Pike in the box. Hello, hello. So though a Father's Day service was held on July 5th, 1908 in West Virginia for those miners, she held her father in great esteem. While hearing a church sermon about newly recognized Mother's Day, she pestered her minister and said, how about a Father's Day? And then somehow that became the official Father's Day nationwide. This lady had some clout, in other words. So yeah, link below, once again, as a reminder for the origins of Father's Day. These two ladies are they're duking it out over Father's Day. Who started this thing? Channel 53 in the box says Arkansas was super remote then. Yeah, I mean, you would have had plantations and farms. I mean, the best way to get around would have been the train. And the train would have been the new thing, just, recently, in transcontinental United States, that is, that those railroads all finally connecting up. Would have been, if it's kind of everybody's top of mind, right? It would have been the new current thing. I guess they could have gone horse and covered wagon if they were bringing their belongings. But if they were just bringing clothing and maybe, family photographs and letters and books, they could just luggage and train, I guess. It would still take a long time, though, even by train. It would take so long. Just seems, I don't know, highly, what's the word I'm looking for? Just really fraught with difficulty. It would just take a long time, right? And you're going through a lot of territory. Back in those days, a lot of that, the area between Arkansas and Washington, haven't even joined the Union yet. Right? 1889, was it, or 1890? I mean, I guess most of them by then, but I don't think all of them. Correct me if I'm wrong in the box, because, I'm just a sheltered, ignorant Canadian there, eh, buddy? Anyways, I want to look at this Eastern Orthodox Church real quick here. I may have mentioned it in passing, by the way. Because this is the whole celebrating Father's Day as St. Joseph, the stepdaddy of Jesus, right? I may have mentioned in passing that I have an uncle who's Greek. So he's Eastern Orthodox or Greek Orthodox. I was the ring bearer at their wedding when I was 6, I think. And I just remember, they would smash the plates and all that stuff. I remember thinking to myself, what in the Sam Steel's going on here? They're smashing these plates. Okay, so the Eastern Orthodox Church, officially the Orthodox Catholic Church, also called the Greek Orthodox or simply the Orthodox Church, is one of the 3 major doctrinal and jurisdictional groups of Christianity. With approximately 230 million baptized members, it operates as a communion of autocephalous churches, each governed by its bishops via local synods. This was all new to me. Well, bishops I'd heard of, but this autocephalous, I was like, wait, what? Basically autonomous churches that are formed like a group. But I had no idea what a synod was. But he's basically the head honcho. So the church has no central doctrinal or governmental authority, analogous to the Pope, for example. Nevertheless, the Emmanuel Patriarch of Constantinople is recognized by them as primus inter pares, first among equals. This guy, holy sweet jumping Jehoshaphat. Look at the hat on that guy. It's quite the chapeau there, Padre. Of course, he's got to have his scepter. That beard and that scepter. What is this guy? You look like a wizard there, buddy. It's quite the outfit, son. Quite the outfit. Anyways, a title held by the Patriarch of Rome prior to 1054. Wow. It goes back a ways, that position. As one of the oldest surviving religious institutions in the world, the Eastern Orthodox Church has played an especially prominent role in the history and culture of Eastern and Southeastern Europe. Since 2018, there have been an ongoing schism between Constantinople and Moscow, yada, yada. Okay, fine. So it's based on the scriptures of Holy Tradition. Church teaches that it is the one holy Catholic and apostolic church established by Jesus Christ in his Great Commission. And its bishops are successors of his apostles. There you go. There's the big supper. So it's patriarchates descending from Patriarchy and other autocephalous and autonomous churches reflects a variety of hierarchical organization. Yeah, so in other words, it's a jumbled mess as to who's calling the shots in this joint. Virgin Mary is venerated. Eastern Orthodox Church is the God-bearer and honored in devotions. What's going on here about this Popera. Church of Alexander, Jerusalem, and Antioch. Except for some breaks of communion, such as, okay. Shared communion with the Church of Rome until East-West Schism of 1054. The 1054 Schism was the culmination of mounting theological, political, and cultural disputes, particularly over the authority of the Popera between those churches. Before the Council of Ephesus in 431, the Church of the East also shared in this communion, as did the various Oriental Orthodox churches. For the Council of Chalcedon in 451, also in primary. Okay, all right, sure. This is a jumbled mess. But anyways, goes way back. Southeastern Europe and Eastern, sort of Asian, Southeastern Europe, Eastern Europe, Northern Asia. The Eastern Orthodox Church. And the other one, which I found really interesting, was they had made mention of the Coptic Orthodox Church. And as mentioned, I'd heard of the Greek Orthodox or Eastern Orthodox before, because of family and so on. But the Coptic Orthodox Church, I was like, wait, hold on this. Hold your horses there, bub. What's that all about there? What's that there all about? All about. The Coptic Orthodox Church, the Egyptian Orthodox Church, also known as Coptic Orthodox Patriarchate of Alexandria, is an Oriental Orthodox Christian church based in Egypt. Now, I knew about, of course, the ancient Christian tradition in northeastern Africa, Egypt and Eritrea, and whatchamacallit, where they had the famine in the 80s. It'll come to me. You know where I'm getting at. But I didn't realize how far back it went and how it's still a major force, I guess you could say. Major. It's observed by millions still. Kathy Broughton in the box says Eastern Orthodox Church is linked to the Episcopal Church, which is the Church of England in America. Ah, okay. There you go. There you go. Channel 53 says Arkansas, Missouri, and Kansas have a funny place in the development of the U.S. after the original, 13 colonies, and they started moving west of Appalachia and then west of the Mississippi. Kathy said, I was born and raised in the Episcopal Church. Ah, there you go. I see. There you go. Thank you, Kathy, for the info. So the head of the church and the see, of Alexandria is the Pope of Alexandria. Look at this guy. Is that his hat or a really bad Elvis toupee? Elvis wig. No, it's his hat. Again with the scepter and the beard. Very wizard-ish. Ancient mystery schools or something, maybe. So on the so he's the Pope of Alexandria on the Holy Apostolic See of Saint Mark, who also carries the title of Father of Fathers, Shepherd of Shepherds, ecumenical judge, and the 13th among the apostles. The See of Alexandria is titular The Coptic Pope presides over St. Mark's Coptic Orthodox Cathedral. Look at this joint. That's in Abbasiyah district of Cairo, Egypt. The church follows the Coptic rite for its liturgy, prayer, and devotional patrimony. Adheres to the Coptic Orthodox Church. Adherents to the Coptic Orthodox Church make up Egypt's largest and most significant minority population, and the largest population of Christians in the Middle East and North Africa. There's a lot of these dudes really focused in Egypt. Oh, I wholeheartedly agree, Scott. No matter what the formal organized religion, like this is nothing against Christians of any denomination or sect or whatever. Like, people, freedom of religion. United States, the freedom of religion. I don't know what amendment that is. You'll have to pardon again my sheltered Canadian knowledge. But up here in Canada land, the Charter of Rights and Freedoms, Section 2B, has the freedom of religion. But yeah, the organizations, the formal organizations of all the big religions. Yeah, I would agree, Scott. Yeah, control mechanisms. Just like any other well-organized, official institution. Well, those are the ones you got to watch out for there, eh, buddy? Get that at arm's length. Just gonna have a sip of my coffee here. Cheers to you. Thanks again for joining me here on this Father's Day weekend. Happy Daddy's Day to all of you. Delicious. Early edition of the show. Taking my pops out for some Father's Day dinner, so but I don't want to miss my favorite day of the week with you folks. No, sirree, Bob. So they share approximately 10 million Christians in Egypt. Holy smokes. Coptic Orthodox Church was established by St. Mark, an apostle and evangelist, during the middle of the 1st century, around 42 AD, due to disputes concerning the nature of Christ. The Oriental Orthodox churches were in schism after the Council of Chalcedon in AD 451. In AD 639, Egypt was ruled by its Islamic conquerors from Arabia. In the 12th century, the church relocated its seat from Alexandria to Cairo. The same century also saw the Copts become a religious minority. So yeah, founded by Mark the Evangelist, and they got chased down into Egypt, but quite early on. And there they were able to get a foothold in Cairo and in Alexandria. Very interesting. That I was unaware of. I was unaware of the Coptic, and all of that. But also just the massive population located in Egypt, like centralized within Cairo. So once again, link below. That's, it's Wikipedia, so it is what it is, but found that very, very interesting. Channel 53 says a lot of exercising in Episcopalian church, as I recall. Kathy responds with, yep, lots of kneeling up and down. Yeah. Yeah, you may be seated. But please rise and join me in the singing of, blah, 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 blah. And then let us pray. And then down you go again. Yeah. Well, Mangaz says, I follow truth and instincts, but something bigger shows me. Yeah. The road reveals itself because the big man upstairs is behind the wheel. Sounds corny and cheesy, but, that's the way I look at it anyways. Is, the big man, he's calling the shots. I think I see A friend of ours has just joined us. Who is it now? I'm not too sure. Oh, there it is. Title! Title's here. Hello, Title. Good to see you. Thanks for shooting in on the Father's Day edition of the show. Welcome, welcome. So again, as mentioned, thanks for joining me here. It is much earlier than the usual broadcast time of 5 p.m. local time, for like 4 hours earlier. And I know there's lots of other stuff going on out there, so thank you very much for spending a little bit of your time, again, winding down your weekend here with yours truly. We're coming up on 2 p.m. local time here on Sunday, June the 15th, 2025. Father's Day edition. Happy Father's Day to you. I think we're getting close enough to the time in the show there where we take a little mid-show break and give you a bit of a sneak peek at your upcoming midweek. What do you say? If you're new to the channel, or just as a reminder, every Wednesday I upload a old-timey video, vintage footage. The older, the better. I try to keep it Canadian with the content, and I put it together with some music. You get that every Wednesday, but I like to give you a sneak peek on the Sunday show here prior to. And of course, every Friday you get some boots on the ground, and then back around Sunday for the new live show. So this one is a short but sweet, but maybe not so sweet. It's 2 minutes long, right on the button. It's called How to Destroy a Building in 2 Minutes. It's firefighter training footage from the 1930s. Don't have the exact date, do not have the exact location. It's a mystery. 2 minutes. How to destroy a building in 2 minutes. An old world building. Because you know those brick and rock buildings, they're so flammable. You might as well build them out of gasoline-soaked hay bales. Anyway, stick around. Be back just after 2. Thanks, everyone. Cheers. All right, and we are back. Welcome back, everyone. Frankie here, New West Reset live episode 122. Patriarch of the Old World, the Father's Day show. Early time start. Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate you sticking through, joining me here, winding down your weekend on the early edition. especially on Father's Day, eh? That's pretty nice. Thanks a lot. We appreciate it. Good to see all of you here. I made a bit of an error. That wasn't from the 20s. That was from the 19 teens. Excuse me. That firefighting video from in and around 19 pre-WW1. So, yeah, it's sorry, I messed up. What am I going to do?
You know what I mean? All right, we're having a good time.
So we're coming up on 2 p.m. local time here, Mountain Time, as always, coming at you live from Calgary, southwestern Alberta in Canada land. Pretty Alberta up in Canada land there, eh, buddy? Beautiful day today. The hockey game on later too, eh? So maybe me and Pops will have a couple of glasses of giggle water and watch the game. I don't know. But thanks for joining me here on the Sunday Fun Day Show. Help a guy out by doing all the things. Appreciate that. If you're watching this after the fact, after the live, thank you very much as well. Really appreciate all your support. Good to see all of you here. Kathy Broughton is here. The Wildman Gaz Explorers in the Box, our friend over in the UK. Go and check out his channel, please. I believe Hippie has shared the link. Boots on the ground every weekend. Oi, oi, Wild Army. The Wildman Gaz. Part feral he is. That's why he finds them caves and stuff over there and tunnels, buried tunnels. So, yeah, go over there and show him some support. Now, quit screwing around and go over there and help a guy out over there in the UK. Baja's here. Good to see you. Title's here. Always good to see Title. Scott Pike is in the box as well. Hello. Good to see all of you. Thanks for your support. Thank you, Hippie. Yeah, links below if you want to, donate to the Maple Dipped Donut Fund for a guy. Appreciate that. Certainly not necessary, but greatly appreciated. If you do make a PayPal donation, by the way, and if you're not shy about it, because I ain't going to tell anyone, so it's going to be just between you and me, but if you ain't shy about it, when you donate, also send a guy an email with your mailing address. I'll send you a t-shirt. Yeah, that's right. Just as a thank you for all your kind, generous support. Anyways, at the top half of the show, links below for everything there. We looked at the origins of Father's Day. It goes way back, even before the 19 teens and 20s in the U.S., or, in the 1907 mining disaster. Goes back to 450 AD or whatever that was. And then, with the Coptic and Coptic Christian churches in Egypt, I was like, wow. So that's what we're going to look at here for the second half of the show. So, yeah, that's right. Yeah, Kathy's got a couple. Vaughn's got a couple. I think Hippies should have a couple. So thanks to all of you. It's just, I really appreciate the support, and it's just my humble way of giving back, But the best way to support the channel is just to watch and, do all the things that the million other channels tell you a million times to do with all the buttons and whatnot. Jeez. Anyway, let's see what we've got here now with the photographs. Now, first I was going to just organize these and we'll have a look at the outsides of some of these cathedrals and then the interiors and some of the artwork. But I thought, no, you know what? I'm just going to keep it random. It's better that way. It's got a lot of impact. So this is in the Cairo Tower of the Cairo Museum of Coptic Orthodox Church, if I'm not mistaken. This is all carved. That's not carved out. It's relief carved. In other words, it's you know, three-dimensional. It takes a lot of work. Look at all of this. Itty bitty, tiny, tiny little patterns. And then, of course, the beautiful painting. Yeah, I agree. Quite beautiful, but very fancy. Time consuming, you know. And then the patterns, right? We recognize a lot of these patterns, I'm sure. Many of us, you know, different frequency and cymatic patterns that we've seen. So this is the Coptic Church of St. George in Cairo, Egypt. Look at this beauty. Look at this beaut. I think this is that tower that was in the referencing the previous photograph, but beautiful dome, some kind of weirdo tech up there. Well, it's a cell phone transmitter, signal transmitter. Oh, okay, sure. Maybe now, but at one time, what was it? Unusual. Somebody on a horse? That looks like a horse. That's a hoss for sure. Yeah, but the building is cylindrical, the round dome on top, and you can see all of these arched openings here. It's the Coptic Museum. Look at this shenanigans here. Are you kidding me? Not really sure why it appears to have, or what it has, what appears to me anyway, to be Islamic script, right? Like it's Islamic, isn't it? But I guess in this part of the world, it's not that unusual to see Christian and Islamic symbology on the same building. Because, you know, supposedly they've traded hands many times. But anyways, you got Christian symbology all over this thing, but then you've got Islamic or Arabic anyways. Maybe it's not Islamic, but it's Arabic. Yeah, it does look very Moorish. All this up here too, you know. Super fancy. This is Greek. Looks like it was added later. Probably was. Who knows what that says? And who knows what it's... I mean, what it's printed in looks old, but this carving part, the lettering, looks slightly more recent. So who knows what this originally had written inside it, is what I'm trying to stumble out of saying out of my mouth. Quite an impressive structure, nonetheless. Mosaic tiles. This is in the St. Mark Cathedral? Church, I'm guessing. This poor fella, he's not having a good time at all. These folks here, it's not how you welcome people. It's pretty rough, isn't it? It's a little harsh, but yeah, look at this. All this, it's all mosaic tiles. So this is the Egyptian Coptic Orthodox Church, the main church in Cairo itself. What do we see on the inside of this thing? Look at that. Look how thick it is inside this arched opening here. How many layers of brick? Like, how thick is that? Well, I guess the same thickness as this. Holy moly. Then even under here, all of this. And then, then we're going to come in and have all this carved wood and all of this paintings up here. And then the frescoes and paintings all up inside here too. Oops. The inside, what I'm assuming is the inside of part of the dome or something here. It's all just brick. Unbelievable. I just find it odd that you've got your entrance here and here, but then now you've got to go down to get in here. And then these openings look like they should go lower. And then you've got stairs to go back up again. But then here's a tall door to just walk straight into. Like, what is going on in this thing? Not to mention these glorious pillars with the capitals here, and then all of this carving. Looks like there's sort of a facade stone on it, but then it's just a little rougher on the side of it. Like, this stone is much rougher. Maybe it was partially damaged or destroyed, or maybe this part in here is older and I'm seeing a different color here, so maybe this was built on top and it's built in stages. I don't know. So this is the Hanging Church in Cairo. Not sure what they mean by hanging church. That's what it was labeled as. So, but look, this is what I'm scratching my head about. The name be damned. This is holy, like all of this artwork, like frescoes, paintings, tiles, whatever that is. I can't zoom in too much, unfortunately. Gets a little pickulated if I do, but you know how it is. But all of this, just outstanding. Babylon Fox in the box. Hello. Hello, good to see you. Oh, jeez. No worries. No worries there, eh? Thanks for shooting in. Water the Tree is here. Hello. Yeah, I agree, Kathy. It's beautiful. It's absolutely stunning. Just all the detail, the level of detail of everything. Like, this is glorious, but then you've got to take into account all this carved wood. Then you've got all this. These are all paintings, individual paintings, hundreds and hundreds of years old. So they say, right? Thousands, actually. This is the monastery of St. Paul in Egypt. Look at this fresco or painting in there as well. Looks like I'm not familiar with this place. It looks like there's, again, various stages of construction or repair after maybe some damage. This looks like it's brand spanking new. But then what I'm assuming is in the same complex back here, this looks much older. This looks much older. And then this looks new. So it's impressive. The background is unbelievable too. This looks like the Badlands here in southern Alberta, or what would you would see also in sort of in Montana, Utah, Wyoming. So this is just an Oriental Orthodox Church. That's all it was labeled as. I'm not sure where exactly, but I was just flabbergasted by the amount of, for lack of a better term, I'm going to call these cupolas here, with all of these conical sort of domes on the top. And again, the cylindrical build, almost like a tower. But rather than this one having the, the rounded dome, it's got the pointed dome, but just all of these arches. They went silly with the arches. Pediments, arches. This place is lousy with arches. It's beautiful, but it's not that big. You can see here's some folks here. It's not a big, massive. It's castle-like in appearance, but maybe not its size. But they still went silly with all of these arches. It's beautiful. I don't know who these people are. Saints, maybe? Not sure. What's going on here? Just asking. Not sure what that was there. Just asking. You know what I'm saying? Just want to ask a few questions, that's all.
No questions, damn it. No questions.
St. Mark Coptic Orthodox Church in Alexandria, Egypt. Here you go again. Big, massive columns with these beautifully ornately carved capitals. And then just wherever there's a spot, wherever there's a space that they can do some kind of an embellishment, yeah, let's do her up, bud. Like all along here, this trim work, all underneath this arch. And then we're going to make this wall look like, I don't know, tuft upholstery or something, or it's got little stars in it, and I don't know. We'll do the underside and the border too, just for shits and giggles. Got all the time and money in the world, I guess. And again, all of this lavish work back here, and then all of the paintings of, again, I'm assuming are the apostles here. Gotta have a big golden lion. Sure, have yourself a golden lion and some kind of weird thing here, and then this little spiral staircase to go up to the thing so you can talk to the giants or something. I don't know, whisper in their ear. One theory I heard is so that, this structure would be visited by quote unquote normal sized peoples such as us and giants. And, rather than standing there craning your neck, hollering up at the guy, you just climb up this thing and you could just talk at him and he'd be like, yeah, for sure there, hey, buddy. Yeah, oh yeah, she's nice in here, man. Again, some of that mosaic tile work. St. Mark's Orthodox Church in Alexandria. Now, we don't like 90-degree angles here at all. We like everything to be curved, round, domed. Again, all of this extra work. This would be so time-consuming. I wish I could read these, by the way. But then this, too, standing in this easel. I mean, it's not exactly a crappy piece of artwork. It's pretty nice in its own self. You know what I'm saying? Melted Syracuse, New York. In the box. Bruce, I believe. Is Bruce? Yeah, Bruce. Hello. Welcome. There's another shot of that St. Mark's. Impressive. Let's say these are like old wind catchers or some kind of air exchange system, cooling system. Yeah, me too. Just because of the pre-planning involved. You make a mistake while the mortar for the adhesive, whatever that material that happens to be they're using. Mortar, for lack of a better term, I guess. And if it's still wet and you screw up, you can at least peel the tile off and off. I meant to put a blue one there, and I put a yellow one there, but you could pull it off. But once it's set, you're going to have to chip it out and do it again. One tiny little tile, you put the wrong color in. You're like, oh, the pupil of Saint so-and-so's eye, I put it yellow and it's supposed to be blue or brown. Whoops. Wait till it dries. Tink, tink, tink. Chip that one tile out. Smear the goop back in. Get your schmutz all in there. Put the other tile back in again. It's a lot of work. This is St. Paul's Monastery in Egypt. Get a load of this place. I kind of hate using these guys as photos, but this was kind of the largest, nicest in terms of, you know, the quality that I could find. This place looks like it has seen some problems here. All kinds of destruction and rubble around here. It's just kind of sloping away all down the sides of this thing. We'll say, well, of course, it's built in the side of a mountain, Frankie. Okay, well, you'd think that once it was built, they'd clear away all this debris and make it all nice. Do some landscaping, some stairs going up, plant a few palm trees, you know. Robert's your mother's brother. And I'm not just talking, you know, like little bits of debris here and there. Oh, you know, it's kind of inconvenient. No, big giant hunks of stone, big giant boulder everywhere. All here too. Look, big. That's fine. But I want to go up and pray in the monastery. Well, have fun climbing through all this crap. But the other thing I'm noticing is not only all of this garbage here and what happened, but I mean, you try counting these domes and you go cross-eyed. That is a lot of domes. Yeah, I agree, Baha. Baha in the boxes. That's a lot of work to put that there. Yeah. Yeah. Melted Syracuse says most of Syracuse could live in that. Yeah. Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, Scott Pike, I think you're onto something there. Could very well be pocket of survival. This would be like a place of refuge. This would be, oh, some crap is about to hit the fan. Some poop's about to hit the old rotary device. So you're just going to hunker down and hold out in here. It's probably built on a natural spring or something. It's definitely going to have some lower levels. I mean, you can guarantee. I mean, if you've got this kind of stuff going on here and this here, below all of this, you can guarantee that this goes down. There's another shot of it, just to give you an idea. It's from a slightly different angle. But again, look at these domes. Look, what is this thing? What is or was this thing used for? You got to have so many domes on it that we're running out of room. So now we got to put some domes on stilts. Because we have so many domes, we're running out of floor space, but we want to put more domes. Wow. 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 I just, you know, I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. I've never heard of this place. Never seen it before in my entire life. Wow. And look at this way down here. The visitor center, probably. This is incredible. I've never seen so many domes. This is the St. Barbara Coptic Church in Old Cairo. Never heard of St. Barbara? That might be a typo. I don't know. Again, you've got these. Look at these. You can see it's solid stone because there's some kind of damage here, a big chunk missing out of it. And it's had some Christian symbology, cross carved into it here. And again, these beautiful capitals up here, the support, and all of this carving. Let's walk in here, and there's a magpie outside, just pissed off at something. We've been quiet out there. Trying to do a live show here. The artwork on this. This is in the Coptic Orthodox Church in Alexandria. Some of the artwork. Again, all of these symbols. If only you could speak the language or interpret the idea that they're trying to pass on, Look at all of this. Look at this. Grapes. I'm going to carve all these itty bitty tiny grapes and leaves and vines in this wood. These tiny little bits are all carved. Are you kidding me? Some kind of winged person here. Doesn't look too happy. I can fly, but I'm not happy about it. I would have the biggest stupid grin on my face if I could fly. People would be like, what's wrong with that guy? Is he a little touched in the head or something? No, he's happy because he could fly, man. That guy was not impressed with himself and his flying abilities. This almost looks like what we see in a lot of big church windows. This is it's pretty over the top. I mean, it's exquisite. Look at this gold. This is all. I'm guessing this is Greek. It looks Greek to me. I can't read Greek. I'm not Greek, but it looks Greek. It's this, right? That's Greek, isn't it? Anyway, look at all this fancy schmancy. Just exquisite. All of these little delicate little curls, and then it's, they've got little almost like leaves or flower petals. I mean, come on, man. Outstanding. Just all of this in the background too. It's all just gold and paint, and then wood and gold. Wow, I think that is that for the folder. Is it? Yep, there you go. Some of the exteriors, interiors, and some of the artwork in a few of these incredible Coptic churches and cathedrals in Egypt, of all places. The Coptic Christian sect in Egypt is the largest of the minority religions, which is Christianity. Ethiopia, what I was trying to think of earlier, the country that's steeped in Christianity and has a lot of ancient. That's where the Ark of the Covenant is, supposedly. It's tucked down in there in that their church. It's supposed to be a secret, though, so don't tell anybody. They say that's why those monks that stand outside the door and stand guard, they take an oath to do so. They volunteer and take an oath to do so for life. But then their eyes get all milky and they die of some kind of weirdo, the big C. And apparently it's because of something emanating from the Ark. Yeah, that's like the world's biggest unkept secret. If the Ark was actually in there, don't you think that somebody would have pushed those rickety, skinny old fellas. No offense to them, but 130-pound, 5'5" Ethiopian old guy, 70 years old, half blind. No offense to that guy, but he's probably not putting up much of a fight for anybody who just wanted to go in there. But I was just floored. I was floored at all the domes, all the arches. I mean, you expect a Catholic church or any Christian church of any, sort of historical age, any, say 1800s and earlier. You would expect it to have domes and pillars and arches, but that one place had more arches than a shoe store, and the other place was so domed up it was silly. They had to start building domes above domes on like pillars. And I'm like, you know what? I think the roof is full, fellas. You're already done filled it with domes. You can't fit any more on. Oh hell yeah, I can, bud. Watch me. I'm going to put mine up on stilts. Incredible. New to me. Water skiing. I think no matter what kind of skiing you do, whether it's water skiing, downhill skiing, cross-country skiing, chances, you have a pretty good chance you're going to fall or wipe out, and you're going to be sore. I'm not much of a skier myself. The idea of covering my feet with 2 planks of wood and going down an icy or snowy mountain, it's never really appealed to me. Call me crazy. What are we doing up here, fellas? Well, here's what we're going to do, Frankie. We're going to put these planks of wood on the bottom of your boots and strap you in real good, give you a couple of flimsy poles to hang on to dear life to, and we're going to push you down this here mountain. But afterwards, we'll go to a chalet and have some hot chocolate. Yeah, no thanks. It's not my thing. Even the water skiing. Always afraid I'm going to hit something that's submerged just slightly below the surface of the water, like a couple inches below the surface. And as my dumbass is water skiing along, I hit that, whatever it is, a log just floating under there that you can barely see. Maybe it's a gator. Maybe it's a giant sea turtle. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a giant rock, a big rock. Maybe it's the tip of some submerged building, some lake that they purposely flooded. You know what I'm saying? I'm just water skiing along, having the time of my life, waving to my friends in the boat. Whoopee, hey, yeah, go faster, bud. Ah, that's cool, eh? And whammo. Just not fun. Yeah, like the tower to a submerged building at the bottom of a lake that they flooded in the 1890s. We're going to build a reservoir here, so we're just going to flood that town down there by building a dam. That's the obscure crap I would hit trying to water ski, And then I'd be coughing and spewing up filthy lake water. Gross. I'm outdoorsy, but yeah, I'll go on the water. I'll go swimming. Sure, I'll go swimming any day. Canoeing, kayaking, yeah, love it. Water skiing, no. It's just one of those, one of those unreasonable phobias. Oh, that'll never happen, Frankie. Yeah, with my luck, the Murphy's Law and all that there stuff. Well, yeah, you can't even water ski on a river, can you? No. You can do that sea-doing thing. Do the sea-do. That's fun. Again, my luck, semi-submerged log or something. Boom, I hit that. Oh, there goes my security deposit on the sea-do rental. Great. Oh, for the animals. Yeah, it's, if maybe they stock it with fish. Yeah, it's the animals that are around the shoreline that come to the lake that you have to worry about. It's not so much what's in the lake. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you got to worry more about swamps than lakes. That's where you get your gators. Mind you, a gator will go into a lake too, of course, but you know what I'm getting at. But yeah, you don't know what's in the rivers. Yeesh. Yikes. Depending where the river is. You get some river going through some country in Africa. You're getting those hippopotamuses. Oh, they get pissed off, and you're gone. You are gone. So I think I'm getting ready to wind this thing down here. Short and sweet edition of the early show for the Father's Day here on the live stream. Before I do that, let's kind of goof around here and see what we've got for some funny videos and stuff. Because why not? Well, yeah, well, it's Father's Day. So let's see, let's tip the hat to the ingenuity of all the dads out there. This is something that my granddaddy or my daddy would do for sure. Yes. Fantastic. Let's look at that again. Fantastic. Absolute genius. Absolute genius. High five for whoever thought of that one. I'm impressed. Right? As Ron Burgundy would say, I'm not even mad. I'm impressed. See what else we got here. Oh, yeah. I know there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff going down around there right now. You know, with the crazy weekend thing going on down in the US of A right now. We got some crazy stuff going on here in Purdy, Alberta, too. We got the G7 thing happening here right now. So that's great. So, you know, there's going to be all kinds of mostly peaceful protests and whatnot. So maybe we'll see some of this.
I'm dead. All right. I'm right here.
Hey. We need some milk.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what your dumb ass get.
That's what your dumbass gets. Well, because he was doing the serious crazy eyes too while he was talking smack to the 5-0, right? He's talking smack to the cops. And he's doing I'm going to open my eyes extra wide so I seem extra crazy and therefore extra scary to Mr. Policeman. And he will run away. Nope. It just makes bigger targets for that pepper spray.
All right. I'm dead. All right. I'm right here.
See? The big crazy eyes. Those are some serious, wide, crazy eyes. And that cop's thinking to himself, thank you. There it is. Gets a little bit of the sauce. I mean, that's not fun. I wouldn't recommend that to anybody, but that's what your dumb ass gets. Oh, man. So, yeah, there you go. So be careful out there. And don't go daring people when they're clearly pointing pepper spray at you. Because, you know, he didn't just pull that out of his back pocket that quick and gotcha. No, come on, man. He was pointing it. He was pointing it at the guy. They have to, right? They have to back up a little bit and say, if you keep coming at me there, bub, you're going to get a taste of this stuff, like, no matter how they put it, no matter what kind of strong language, they can yell it if they want, stay back or you'll get sprayed, MRFer, whatever, right? But no, he got the old sauce. That's rough. That is rough. Yeah, so don't dare people. I dare you. Okay. What's the guy going to do? Take him to court afterwards? Try to sue him? You'd be like, well, you did dare him. So, yeah, there you go. So I think that is going to seal the deal here today for Frankie. New West Reset and New West Reset Live, episode 122, the Father's Day edition of the show, early show. So thank you very much for joining me here on this unusual time slot. Really appreciate that. I wanted to start it early so I had time to spend my favorite day with you good folks, but then also, take my pops out for a Father's Day dinner. Maybe you do the same. Give your old man a call. Maybe go over to his house, knock on the door, and when he opens the door and starts hollering at you because you're bothering him while the game's on, just give him a hug and then awkwardly whisper in his ear real close. Get real close and get all breathy and just go, I love you, Pop. I love you. Just do that. See what he does. All right. So as a reminder, links below for everything that we covered. Really appreciate all of your support. Until the next one, take care out there and have yourselves a good one. All right. Thanks, everyone. Cheers.
It's a mystery. It's a mystery wrapped in a riddle inside an enigma.